Sorry, it's been some time since my last video. This video is on the art of playing on grid. It does use some footage that's a few months old, but it's pretty good and on topic, so I want to highlight it. So I was in a Harbinger Navy and I was roaming around with some friends, and we had the fortune of finding Razor. It's always a good day when you find Razor. I start off by basically immediately blapping the Condor that had no business approaching me. And then I started shooting at the Kikimora, and it backs off when it realizes that it's in danger. But my friend lands in a wolf and finishes off the Kikimora and gets out. At this point, I start to do what I like to call playing. I take some range and I watch what they do. I try to take advantage of any mistakes they make if they charge me, and I just try to stay on grid as long as I can without turning into a fiery wreck myself. I probably could have been a little bit more aggressive at first with this thorax, but I quickly get the rest of them here. This harpy charges me and once again almost dies. I probably could have also been more aggressive here and secured the kill and been fine, but I was in a really shiny ship, so I was being more cautious than normal. So I took another free Condor kill and then turned my attention to the Ikatersa that was getting close with my self-linked 22-kilometer web, so I was able to stay ahead of it, and it kind of just kept coming at me, not realizing why it wasn't getting any closer. If you ever find yourself in this Ikatersa situation, just pull backwards. I can't follow you backwards. I'll die. So if you wanna live, pull backwards here. And then I chase off the harpy again, and I have to leave myself because the web Loki can slow me down for everybody. This was a really well done play session, and we're going to look at some that were done maybe not quite as well in the next couple clips. Actually, I lied. This one is awesome. We land in a drag bubble on purpose, and we both primary a Harbinger. Their Harbinger jumps the gate before shooting us. Then we kill a Hade, and then our first Harbinger goes down. We kill another one of their Harbingers. Their Vexor Navy has to warp off. Their hurt Harbinger comes back, and we have a really amazing set of bouncing back and forth and positioning, and this was an amazingly fun fight, honestly. At this point, it's me, a tackle alt, a hurricane, and a vigil still on field. What ends up being really interesting with this fight is that there's an NPC station with a repair system, so a lot of us who get away do just repair and come back. Same fight upon return after repairing. Their hurt Harbinger gets away again. Our hurricane goes down. A Hakade, and an Osprey Navy regrets the choice of being at point blank range of me. I then gather myself and warp off to repair once again and come back onto the field, see what else has shown up. So here we finally get that first Harbinger we primaried, and then I start burning off and seeing what comes after me. I can't finish off the Gila, I don't think I finish off the Stiletto, and a Jackdaw gets away in really low hull, but I stay safe and I extract once again at the end. What's different about this one is that there's a lot more brawling than the last example, but I never put myself in a position that I don't think I can get out with the tools that I have. Once again, you notice to the point of maybe being a little too cautious, missing the Jackdaw, missing the Gila, missing the Stiletto. Alright, here's one where some mistakes were made. The Tengu kind of draws some fire and buys time for its friends to arrive. The Enyo gets a bit out of position and gets blapped. By then our Vexer had already gotten caught and went down. I don't think they really tried to burn away. Their Flycatcher does a really good job not exposing itself to too much danger. Our Caracal gets caught here, and the fall of the Caracal means that I'm pretty much the last ship that has any sort of projection on our side. Projection is just so powerful in engagements like these. Only having the Harbinger that can project means we're a lot less formidable than with the Harbinger and the Caracal. A Hecate runs in here, and it gets Hecate'd like most Hecates do when they run in here. The big mistake, though, is that I'm not really paying attention to the Gnosis as it inches closer. You don't really expect Gnosises to be able to close because a lot of times they are so slow, but I'm not exactly the fastest ship myself. Play was probably just kill the Hecate and warp to my line, but that's not how it played out. I got caught by the Gnosis because I really just wasn't watching it as closely as I should have. So we engage a bait Hyperion, and right off the bat, almost a couple of the people in the room make a mistake and get caught by the Hyperion. Basically, every Hyperion you see is bait. That is the purpose of the Hyperion. It is more obvious bait than like a Mauler, and a Mauler is the quintessential obvious bait. But those of us who are left on field are able to break off and go after the Ishtar, which is the shiniest, most vulnerable thing on field, right? I even undock my Interceptor ult from next door and run her over back to the fight to tackle the Ishtar and get another hard to shed tackle onto it. I think that actually ends up securing the kill on the Ishtar. And now, with focusing on trying to stay close to the Gnosis as we shoot it, I end up being the next person to not be paying as much attention as I should have and get scrammed by the Hyperion. The moral of the story is just really don't get scrammed by Hyperions. Like, just don't do it. This is a fight where I fly pretty well right out of the gate and I'm playing around for a while. But instead of me particularly making a grave mistake and screwing up really badly, like the previous couple of videos, the enemy does something really, really impressive to catch me. I just start off by playing it safe and letting them make the moves and trying to capitalize on what they do. I just keep pulling range and shooting off the frigates as they come into me. A Kestrel and a Crusader go down. A lot of my fleet mates end up getting caught, but I'm still pulling range pretty well. I'm picking off a bunch of the small stuff or enforcing off like the Brutix and a lot of the other small stuff. Things look like they're just going perfectly for me, and they kind of are until the Gnosis actually hits like an amazing like 360 no-scope micro jump drive and lands right next to me and scrams me. You always need to have the possibility of a micro jump drive in the back of your head as you're doing something like this, but hitting it is pretty impressive like that. It's always like a really hype moment when you hit one, so I imagine this Gnosis pilot must have felt like really amazing. So here's a full fleet composition of sniper caracals, and it's actually really, really effective. We have rapid light range from like 100 kilometers almost. We're pulling range against a much scarier group than us. We're both smaller and less powerful on a per ship level, but we just keep pulling our range. We pick off the small stuff. We do kind of get whittled down as the Lachesis catches us. This is a situation where, like, if we had damps, we'd be able to just shut out that Lachesis, and it wouldn't matter at all, because we could just keep moving forward indefinitely and picking off the small stuff. I actually really like this comp, and maybe I'll make some tweaks to it and see what I can make out of it. Just unlike all of the previous videos, this is like a coordinated fleet rather than mostly kitchen sinks with the focus being on what I was doing in the video. I'm just in a stork here. It's just too bad that all of our tackle interceptors had gone down at the beginning of the fight, basically, and didn't really get to follow us loosely and dive in and grab stuff as it was going down. There are a bunch of things we almost killed that if our scepters had stayed alive, we would have killed. And when it becomes apparent that we can no longer safely play, we stop playing and we leave grid.